In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the chain 2 method to start a crochet piece. I do prefer this method over the magic circle or the magic ring. You will see me use magic ring or magic circle throughout my patterns. That is because it is a more common term. I have been updating my patterns to include that I use the chain 2 method. You can practice both methods and figure out which one works best for you. To do the chain 2 method, you're going to need your yarn. All of my patterns, I use 6.5mm hooks. They just work better for my tension. If you crochet really loose, you might want to go down in a hook size so you don't have any gaps. If you have really tight tension, you may need to increase your hook size. So we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook, and the way I do a slip knot, I'm going to wrap it around my finger. I'm going to pull the back to the front, the back to the front, and pull through. This is what will go on my hook, nice and tight. So the chain 2 method, you need to know how to do chain stitches. For this tutorial, I'm going to be going yarn over. There is also versions where you can yarn under. I do not yarn under when I crochet, so all of my tutorials will involve yarn over and yarn over. So to chain, we're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through the loop on the hook. So you have one chain stitch. We're going to yarn over again, and we're going to pull through the loop on the hook again. This gives you 2 chain stitches. There's one, and here's your second one. We are going to ignore this first one, and we're going to work directly into this second chain stitch here. So I'm going to work 6 single crochets into this chain stitch here. We're going to insert our hook into that stitch. You're going to yarn over. You're going to pull through the chain stitch. You will have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through both of those stitches. That's a single crochet. So we're going to work 6 of them. So again, we're going to insert our hook into the same chain stitch. And because of the way I hold my yarn, it's hard to tell when I yarn over, but you're going to yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, yarn over, and you're going to pull through both of these loops again to complete the single crochet. So that's 2. Now, if you were to forget the second yarn over, so for example, you're going to go into your second chain, yarn over, pull through, and you're going to forget to yarn over again for your single crochet, and instead you pull directly through the loop on the hook. This would be a slip stitch. The stitches are much tighter, they're smaller, and so you would notice a difference in your work. I also find them harder to work through when you go around for the second round, but that's what would happen if you forget the second yarn over. So we're going to pull that out, get our hook back in there. So we're going to work the 3rd single crochet. So into the same chain stitch, I'm going to insert, yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, yarn over, pull through both stitches on your hook. Insert, yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. Insert, yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. Insert, yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. So let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we now have our 6 single crochets using the chain 2 method. And now you would continue working in the round into the first single crochet you started. So if we were to do that, you would insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that stitch, yarn over, and complete your single crochet. And that is how you work the chain 2 method when starting a new project. So while working in the round is most common for amigurumi, some of my patterns involve crocheting around a foundation chain. And so I'm just going to show you generally how to start crocheting in rows, and eventually we will work up to crocheting around a foundation chain. So right now I'm just going to show you how to work single crochet stitches across a row. The other method I had showed you was working in a round. So what you're going to do is also do a slip knot on your hook, over, and on. And to start working a row, you need to do chain stitches. So let's just work, let's do 9 chain stitches, and then we'll work across the chain. So we're going to do 9 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and repeat for 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's a little more difficult to tell when you have fluffy yarn, kind of like the Bernat, but you can kind of see where each of the bumps are, and that's each chain stitch. Generally for my patterns, you will see a note that says start in the second chain from the hook. That means to skip the first one. So if we're going to work single crochets back along the chain, we're going to skip this. We're going to go directly into this one. So you can kind of feel where it is. See if I can get my finger through. That would be where you're putting your hook. So we're going to do single crochets. So you're going to insert your hook into the chain. You're going to yarn over, pull through just the chain stitch, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both of those loops. So we're going to do it again in the next chain stitch. You're going to insert, yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, 2 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops. And again in the next stitch here, I'm going to insert, yarn over, pull through the chain stitch, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both of those loops. You'll see my hands working to constantly be holding my work, and it's so that nothing gets twisted and I have the tension still there when I'm working. I am dropping my yarn so that I can show you the yarn over process, but you will get used to how you like to hold your working yarn and your work and your hook. It's just going to take some practice. So we're going to continue going across. So insert into the next stitch, yarn over. So here's my tension and my work. Pull through, 2 on my hook, yarn over, again grabbing my work, and pull through both. Insert into the next one, yarn over, pull through the chain, 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert into the next, yarn over, pull through the chain, 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert into the next, yarn over, pull through, 2 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we have our last chain stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through the chain, 2 on your hook, yarn over, and pull through. And that is working single crochets back across your chain.